really going, oh, okay, I'm going to pay this guy $25 million and assume we can fix him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. It's going to be difficult to move him.
Are you looking for a place to track your action, purchase picks, and share your sports betting analysis with the gambling community? Check out Bookit Sports, a social media platform with an unparalleled experience catered for the sports betting community. On the Bookit Sports app, you can track all your NFL, NBA, and college basketball picks while getting real-time updates and injury reports all in one convenient place. Start building your following today and stand out amongst your friends by downloading the Bookit Sports app on the Apple and Google Play stores. Let's cash some tickets and put it on Bookit.
All right, it's overtime. PhillyVoice.com/the-middle. Never know what's going to happen on overtime each and every day. Whatever doesn't get hit or needs a little more breathing room, we hit here on OT, courtesy of Bookit Sports at Bookit HQ on Twitter. We remind you each and every day to go to the marketplace of choice, Apple or Android. Download the app, have some fun, fade parles, and everything else that comes with it. Jason Martinez is in the house on a Thursday, and look at that. We have our NFL insider, John McMullen. Barrett is out for a virtual appointment. John McMullen is in. This is how seamless of a transition this program is. So as we welcome everybody into overtime, we welcome John McMullen into the conversation as well.
How are you guys?
Doing great.
Perplexed about the Eagles.
Do we have to?
Yeah, I was going about living my life, and then the next day, and as the Carson Wentz turns. But I think it's pretty clear now that the Eagles, Jeffrey Lurie has approved it, man. 30, which I didn't think he would, to be honest. But this is a clear indication that they're going to try to trade him.
Wow.
Okay, so catch us up to speed here, because we spent a lot of time talking about a lot of other things today, and it was all over the place. What is the concrete piece of data that we have, or whatever happenstance, whatever it is in front of us, that we are now advancing this story to that point?
Well, the Eagles are leaking that information to try to generate interest in Carson Wentz. You don't do that unless you're trying to trade him. And by the way, I still don't think it's going to be easy to trade him. For what it's worth, I don't think anybody's lining up for Carson Wentz.
Not even Indianapolis.
Part of the story. No.
Yeah.
Not Indianapolis, not anybody. Wow. One of the things you see in the report, and a lot of it is speculation, obviously, is Derek Carr available? Maybe, maybe not. Is Kirk Cousins available? Maybe, maybe not. Is Jimmy Garoppolo available? Maybe. That report from NFL media is framing it like, okay, Goff's gone, Stafford's gone. Now, if you need a veteran quarterback, you have to go after Carson Wentz. Really?
Well,
I think there's
Jameis
going to
Winston.
be a lot of veteran quarterbacks available.
Jameis Winston, maybe Matt Ryan. Who knows?
Yeah, the Falcons have kind of said they're going to continue to go forward with Matt Ryan, but they could change their mind.
Yeah.
That's not 100% just because they say that.
Right.
So I think there's a lot of guys in play. And, Carson's coming off a season in which you can only use the term historic. I mean, you can't find another regression like Carson Wentz. If you're looking at that film as an opposing team, you think you're really going, oh, okay, I'm going to pay this guy $25 million and assume we can fix him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. It's going to be difficult to move him. That's why the Eagles are being very vague.
Well, it's not even just the 25 mil. It's the term of the contract that they're taking as well. John, we saw in that deal with Goff and Stafford that to get rid of Goff and get another guy, they had to give up significant equity, draft equity. And we know what draft picks, number one picks mean in the NFL. They're like gold, right? And, what would the Eagles have to include to be able to move him out? And can they do that when they need the draft to restock this roster that's littered with holes?
Yeah, and that's why I think the Goff trade is not a good comparison. Everybody points to it, but you're right, Jason. They gave up 2 first-round picks, 2 future first-round picks, a 2021 third-rounder, just to get rid of Jared Goff's contract, which is essentially, by the way, the Carson Wentz contract. They're almost exactly the same. So, the Eagles.
But he wasn't as broken as Wentz is, though, either.
Is also correct. So the Eagles are going forward saying, we want value for Carson Wentz. Well, if they want value for Carson Wentz, and that's what they're saying behind the scenes, make no mistake about it, they're not going to be able to trade him. Because you saw what the Rams had to do to trade Jared Goff, who, as Jason correctly points out, you could argue he's not the guy, but he didn't fall to the depths of Carson Wentz.
And he doesn't have the injury history either.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, how difficult and awkward is it going to be when they realize they can't pull off a trade and they got to go forward with him?
Yeah, it's going to be very awkward. Steve Mariucci, it's Super Bowl week, obviously, and you get all these media availabilities with NFL Network analysts and all this kind of stuff. And he's interesting because he's a former head coach, in San Francisco, Detroit. And he just spoke, when those guys talk about, are they going to trade Carson Wentz? I don't care about that. But when he spoke as a coach, and he essentially said, you don't want a quarterback competition. You do not want a quarterback competition. I don't care who the names are. You're going to have a fractured locker room. You're going to have a split locker room. And that's just the reality of it. So when he says something like that, the antenna goes up. And the Eagles don't want a quarterback competition. If both guys come back, they're going to have a clear plan. They might, echo to the fan base, we're going to compete, but they're going to have a clear plan to have a quarterback one. And by the way, they should. That's the way you have to go about it.
I have 2 that I want to just get out real quick. And the first one will go around, but after this one, I'm just curious. Why isn't anybody kicking the door down, or at least rumored to be kicking the door down for Carson Wentz? Kyle Shanahan allegedly will do whatever he can to get his guy that he worked with in Kirk Cousins. Well, we here in Philadelphia, John, have automatically assumed that there is this great relationship that Carson wants to rekindle with Frank Reich. Does Frank Reich even have Wentz's phone number in his cell anymore?
Well, I think Frank likes Carson, but he's also been very honest. Frank was, the first guy who told me this guy's stubborn. This guy's, he doesn't listen at times. It's frustrating. And that was before all the other injuries, the injuries, the poor season. So, yeah, I think people connect those 2 dots and automatically assume Frank Reich is going to do everything possible to reunite with Carson Wentz. No. I mean, he's probably more likely to do it than anybody else, but he's going to look at all those other names. If veteran quarterbacks are available, he might decide, and I use Derek Carr as an example, he might decide Derek Carr is a better option. And by the way, I'd agree with him if he made that assumption.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think, right? Who right now, from a general manager to a head coach, wants to stake their job and their existence on the idea of bringing in Carson Wentz? I don't understand, especially if you have any other option from draft to names that you all have put out.
Yeah, we haven't even brought up the draft. Remember, if you're a team that wants a quarterback, you can go into the draft. There's 4 guys, maybe 5 if you want to add in the kid from Alabama, Mac Jones, who could be first-round picks. And you have those cost-effective 5-year deals versus, as I said, $25 million, 4 years left on Carson Wentz's contract. So you have that. Now, if you're the LA Rams and you think you're a quarterback away from being a Super Bowl team, that's where you want the veteran. And that's where Matthew Stafford makes sense for them. But how many teams are in that list? How many teams think they're legitimate Super Bowl contenders that need a high level quarterback, and then on the back end think Carson Wentz is that quarterback? I don't think there's a lot of outlets like that. Indianapolis would be the most notable that needs a quarterback, but if it's not Indy, who else is it?
Yeah.
John, do they want to get this done before the draft, don't they? Because, they're drafting 6 overall.
March 19th.
Yeah, they'd have to do it
March
by
19th.
mid-March.
They have to get it done by
New league year, right?
There's
The Friday.
a 10 million roster bonus.
Money's
by the
guaranteed.
second day of the league year. Yeah. And then you guarantee part of his 2020 salary. So if you're getting rid of him, it's not going past March 19th. But ultimately, if the Eagles want to trade him, it'll be in place before the new league year starts, much like the Stafford Goff deal before March 17th. So we'll know before then, but March 19th would be the drop dead date.
All right, John, do you have The Weeknd on your Pandora playlist? And if so, what is your favorite tune?
I don't. I'm more
he's
of a
doing the
classic rock guy
halftime.
these days. Yeah,
He's doing
I
the
do.
halftime. Okay.
And I'm not, Bad Bunny was in the WWE. Evidently, that's a big deal. I have no idea.
Harry.
No, that's one of Eitan's favorite, Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Can we end on this? And we should have opened up on this. We definitely buried the lead. Where the hell is your Bruce Arians cap?
That's right.
That's true.
You promised
I
us.
forgot. I forgot again.
The
You
Kangol.
pushed me
He's
to
gonna
overtime.
tear
I
into you right now.
completely forgot. I completely forgot again. That's my bad. I'll take the shot for that.
Do an Andy Reid. You got to do a better job. Or something.
I do.
Yeah.
I got to do a better job.
What happened?
I was
That's
all
on me.
caught up. I was all caught up in the Carson Wentz stuff, and then I said, "Oh, it's almost 1:00." That is a bad job by me.
Nice catch, Eitan.
Position.
Yeah, you got. What's he doing?
He's totally.
Totally
He's
spaced out.
busy. He's
Yeah.
busy. What are you doing, Eitan?
What are you
Still
doing?
with us, Shander? Oh
He
my
doesn't even
God.
hear us.
Best part of the show.
What are you muted?
Oh my God.
God, I can't hear anything, so
Yeah.
we're going to end the show here. It's overtime.
Oh, my
FullyVoiced.com.
God.
Slash the middle for Jason Martinez, Harry Mays, Barrett Brooks. That's John McMullen. We are back on a Friday. Thank you to everybody out there, including our overtime sponsor, Bookit
Oh
Sports
my God.
at Bookit HQ. We'll see you on
Are
Friday.
you looking for a place to track your action, purchase picks, and share your sports betting analysis with the gambling community? Check out Bookit Sports, a social media platform with an unparalleled experience catered for the sports betting community. On the Bookit Sports app, you can track all your NFL, NBA, and college basketball picks while getting real-time updates and injury reports all in one convenient place. Start building your following today and stand out amongst your friends by downloading the Bookit Sports app on the Apple and Google Play stores. Let's cash some tickets and put it on Bookit.